We are at the Kimpton Seafire Hotel in the Cayman Islands. We just had the Chamber of Commerce's Economic Forum for 2026 with the topic, the real impact of artificial intelligence. And we had such a wonderful day, such a great collaboration with all the different speakers. We had 4 ministers here today who talked to us about what they're doing in their various ministries, and having an open dialogue with the community was present today. We talked about the impact of AI. We had an amazing speech from Dr. Vikram, who really charged us to think differently about what's happening, to really ask questions that can help us see the different futures are ahead. It was just a really good day of all the various updates, all the various conversations to really kick off 2026 and have an impactful economic forum at the Chamber. Obviously, these type of events are only possible with strong sponsorship from our members. So Health City, CUC, the Office of the Premier, Brava, Trio, Cayman Enterprise City, they all stepped up and really helped us to have an amazing conference. So that's where we are right now. That's what we had today. And I think it was impactful for everyone. And we're looking forward to working together in the year ahead to really continue to take Cayman Islands forward.
This type of event, the Chamber Economic Forum Conference, something that we've contributed and sponsored for several years, and just very pleased to be a sponsor once again. It's been fantastic conversations throughout this entire morning so far. Looking forward to the afternoon. But it's just thinking more, especially around the technology landscape, of how there's many changes, it's moving at a rapid pace. So I think it's just the thought process and mindset, and the opportunity to collaborate both at the private and public sector on how we can collectively move the needle forward in our markets from a technology landscape. And I think we're in it together. So I think there's just an opportunity for collaboration.
I had the opportunity today to list a lot of the stuff that my ministry is doing. As I mentioned, we have 186 different initiatives that we're actually doing throughout the whole ministry. I would say some of the meaningful ones that are touching the people's lives is the enhancement that's going to be happening at the Owen Robert Airport, which will be our enhancement of our jetways, enhancing the productivity time of people moving through the airport, how we can make that as friendly and as best as we can. Our parking lot expansion that's going to be happening there. The expansion on the private airport, and also looking at the runway expansion. The next one that touches the lives of the people will be our expansions that we have to do at the Port Authority, which, as a lot of people know, we've got our first crane in, which is helping the guys all be able to offload the ships a lot more quicker. There is some infrastructure enhancements that's going to be needed to be done around the port, which is maybe expanding the footprint of the port. Because one of the problems that we're having right now is certain ships can only come in at certain tides because of the level of depth of water that we're going to have. So we're going to have to do some cleaning up around that port there. One of the huge ones that are from the people from the eastern side of the island is the traffic problem. So the east-west is a major one. The east-west is something that's dear to my heart because I feel it, I live it every single day. So I hear the cry from the people. I've got the mandate from the people. Every meeting that we've had on the eastern side of the island, whether it was the north side, Bordentown, Savannah, East End, they wanted to just say, let's just get it done. I'm happy to say that the EIA is completed. The next phase is for it to be presented to Cabinet, for Cabinet to make the final decision on the East-West, and then gives the powers to NRA to start to build the road. We have a lot of more other projects that are happening. Our agriculture sector, we're looking at our agro park, which we have already started the lease to the farmers of something that's been in the making for 30 years. And I'm happy to know that, we're here, we're getting it done. Just seeing how excited the farmers are to see that they're getting land. I am getting calls from everybody that wants to get into farming to be able to help with food security. because that was the main problem, is that farmers never had land to be able to food security. So this government is committed to be able to continue to push the agro-part and to continue to push the initiatives that we think Cayman Islands can be able to sustain itself when it comes to food. And we're going to continue to move in that direction. And another thing is, a lot of people may have known, is our affordable housing policy, our 10-year strategy. That has been a milestone again. And laying that out, I'm happy to say that I was the minister to actually be able to bring that and to put that in place, because it is the first time ever that we've ever had a strategy like that. And there's some other things that are happening in the background. I mean, the next one that I'm looking to bring is the tenancy law that we've been asking for quite some time. My wonderful team has had a draft CP for that. We will be carrying that to cabinet shortly. And another one that we're going to be looking at is our mortgage program, is how we continue to work with the banks and how do we protect Caymanians when it comes to mortgages.
Well, as well as being a sponsor, we've been a long-time supporter of the Chamber. We think they do a great job with enhancing the business community and growing our economy. And so we're very happy to be a sponsor of this forum. Growing our economy is very important, I believe, for the well-being of all Caymanians and residents alike. Yeah, it's very interesting to hear what's happening in other sectors. Obviously, we have to support all of the sectors with energy. Everything starts with energy. So interesting to hear what's happening with tourism. And also later this afternoon, we'll hear more about infrastructure, maybe expanding the airport. And we had some technology and strategy presentations as well, which personally I got out of that, which I can take back to my company. So very interesting, high quality presentations.
I think what we wanted to, what the congregation to understand is, or our guests to understand, is the ministry, the government, and the private sector have to collaborate to make immigration work, to make employment work for our people. This is a partnership, and it has to be a partnership going forward. The Cayman government cannot absorb 1,500 scholarship students. So our responsibility is to incentivize the private sector in order to take on that. In addition to that, we understand that there are some limitations. Not all of our young people have the skills to walk into jobs. So we need to ensure that those skills our people are upskilled with those specific skills, or our scholarship students are coming back with those skills, so they're walking into employment. We also wanted to ensure that the private sector understand is that this doesn't have to be adversarial. We understand that immigration needs to work for them, but we also have to be very balanced in this approach of where do our people work. We can't just let in everyone. There are some ramifications to globalization and certainly migration. And a major part of that is that our people are not actually getting employment. Thirdly, we also need to ensure that our people don't come across as being entitled and feeling that they shouldn't have to compete. We have to make sure that our people consistently push hard, and our school system meets the demand that the private sector wants. So those are some of the things that I wanted to get across. The programs that we need to offer are, we need more social skills training programs. We need to incentivize the private sector by looking at an accredited program to make sure that good corporate citizens are having less challenges going through the immigration line, that they are fast-tracked because they're doing a lot more. And I believe that all of this can be done in 2026. There's no reason why it can't be done in 2026. But we also know that this is decades, right, that we have just dumped and piled on a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of red tape. And I'm just trying to cut through a lot of that stuff. I want to make sure that our people, in particular those young people that are on scholarships, have a fast track to employment. And those young people that they need some more time, they have access to training on island so they can move into employment.